And welcome to this week's edition of A Friday Night In, proudly supported by Heineken, official beer, and of course, official pouring rights partner here at Emirates Old Trafford and Lancashire Cricket. Delighted to have two players with us today who've made a real impact to the Red Rose County over the last 18 months or so, the Young Guns. We've got young guns with us today. We've had the experience of the captain and the coaches, but now we've got two of Lancashire's rising stars and hopefully England's rising stars. Delighted to be chatting today. Saqib, Mahmood, Rob Jones. How are you doing, fellas?
All good,
all right,
Heggy. All good.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good, but I'm not as good as you two by looking at it. Now you're both sporting the new Lancs T20 top. I'm loving it. You're looking absolutely mint. What's it feel like?
To be fair, it's comfortable, and you wear the shirt, and it wants you to get out there and sort of wear it and play it. But I just have to confirm I do not wear my Lancs T20 shirt at home on a regular basis.
I was thinking the same thing, Saki. I was like, oh, I'll put the shirt on. It looks amazing. I was like, yeah, I can't wait to get back out there. But I was like, people see me walking around in my Lancs top, they think I'm going mad.
Yeah, I thought I'll have to get that out the way straight up.
But it is nice. When you came in, when you came on screen, I thought, wow, they're both wearing the tops. You look like a photo. You look like you come straight from a photo shop or something like that. And then, of course, it's been done today, and it's been launched today. I've seen it online that the T20 shirt has been launched, and it is looking good, and it
looks class.
It's looking very
smart.
football style.
Yeah, nice,
it's proper smart. Great kit, love it. It's really good.
We're just fingers crossed. Now we get a chance to get it on and get out there on the field and play. So, Jonesy, we'll start with you. You know, we're into probably 7-8 weeks now of isolation, and we've talked to all the lads, and we've got plenty more to chat to. But how have you been coping with your time being indoors?
It's been tough. Like, I think everyone's found it pretty tough with what's going on. But I suppose I've kept myself busy. I've been biking, I've been running every other day. I've been getting out and about, I've been walking. So, and the weather's been great, and that's what I've been doing really. And I've found it a lot. I suppose I found it quite refreshing. I suppose getting away from the game, a bit of a break and stuff like that. But I think I'm just raring to go now. I'm really looking forward to getting back into training. But yeah, no, it's been okay. I've done stuff with Dad and stuff like that, which has been nice. Spent a lot of time with the family. Mum and Dad have been at home a lot, which is nice. And my sister's been working for the NHS, so she's been coming just at the front door and just having a chat with her every other night. So, but yeah, I think everyone's keeping busy, and like you say, as long as the family's well and healthy, which everyone is, touch wood at the minute, it's just got to keep on going. And it's a lot bigger than cricket at the minute, and that's what we've got to put into perspective and realise that's how it is. But like I say, lockdown's been all right for me. I've kept positive and I've kept busy. I've kept running, which has been nice, and hopefully I can go back in some decent shape and not have skin folds and think, oh, I've put a bit of weight on. That's the main thing. Anyway, I keep grabbing my fat areas and think, have I lost a bit here? Have I lost a bit there? So. But no, it's been all right, Heggy.
Don't worry about that, mate. It must be contagious, because I've got that now. Never mind, it's COVID. That must be contagious. They're going to pinch an inch. But Saqib, news these last few days that's broken about the England bowlers being able to get out there and do a bit of grass work in isolated patches. That must be like a music to you as a bowler, actually being able to get out there with a ball in your hand. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, for me, the start of this lockdown was almost quite good just to have a bit of a break, because I've been playing non-stop for about 18 months. But very quickly you start to get bored and you start to want it back. So now to have a date of when I'm going to start and potentially when we're all going to get together with England, it just motivates you that little bit more. And yeah, raring to go. It's just, you'd be sat at home for so long, so you can lose a little bit of motivation. But now that you've got a date in mind and progress is being made, and obviously even that first session is a big step, so just motivates you that little bit more. Like Jones, he's been cracking on with a lot of my fitness stuff, but now that I know that progress is being made, you've got something to look forward to.
Yeah, that's right. We had spoke to Jimmy last week. You know, obviously Jimmy, the greatest test bowler that's ever pulled on a shirt, and then he's got all that experience. And then we've got you, relatively new to the international scene. You're both speaking from the same hymn sheet, that you both do the same thing, and you're both really, really eager to get out there and play cricket is what you love to do.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the longest I've gone in the last 2 to 3 years without really bowling. So. But I hope it still comes out all right.
Sure it will, mate.
But yeah, it's, when you're away from something that you love for so long, it just makes you want it that little bit more. I'm sure Jones will agree as well. But the first few weeks, it didn't affect me that much. But then after that, you're just raring to get out there. But like Jonesy said, it's bigger than cricket, and the best decision will be made for all our health first.
That's absolutely, and that's the theme that's come over the last 7 weeks. And Jonesy, we're not too long ago, mate. We were in India, we're in Mumbai on that camp over there, and then all of a sudden there's no cricket. That must have been really tough from a professional's point of view, of nearly getting to the peak of where you want to be for the start of the season, and then unfortunately COVID comes in and it's gone. That must be tough.
Yeah, well, how hard we worked that week, Hegg. It was a fantastic week. I think the lads coming home from that could have started the week after, to be honest. Sure. Yeah, sure. That's how we felt, and obviously we had to go back indoors and just get used to going indoors after being outside, which is always quite tricky. But like I say, that week was fantastic. We worked so hard. The facilities were brilliant, and it was just a great week. And it was just such a shame, because I think we were in such a good place as players, and the squad were really looking forward to it, and the attitude was there, and we were just raring to go. And I think, like you say, the COVID's come in and put a stop to that, but I'm sure it'll just reignite once we all get together in smaller groups or whatever it is. I think that attitude and that willingness to work hard will just all of a sudden just burst into flames, and then we'll just be ready to go whenever they give us the go ahead, I suppose. And hopefully we get some, whatever form of cricket it is in July and August, then we'll have to deal with it and just hit the ground running and just crack on.
You touched on working really hard as well in India, in Mumbai, and I was there on a management point of view, and the way you worked, I just had to get nipping in for a cup of tea. You made me feel tired, the amount of effort that was going into the training session, and it was really, really good to see. And Chappie and Chile have got a really tight net group of players, which has been the theme that we've talked about over the last couple of weeks. But let's touch on you've mentioned your fitness and you've kept running. The little bird tells me that you've broken a PB over the last 3 or 4 days.
I've been running like 10Ks, and I've been really, really enjoying it. I'm doing normal route up to Hatton and then back down through the res near me. It's where Dad used to live. But I've been constantly when I first started, I was like 440s, I was Ks, and I was like, it's no good. And Luke's a good runner as well. So, and then I got down to 420s, and I've been just slowly, obviously, pushing myself that little bit harder every single time. It's all in your mind and thinking, right, I can go a bit further, I can go a bit harder this time. And I ran a 42-minute 10K the other day, and I was absolutely buzzing. That's the best, the best thing that's ever happened to me, I think, in the last 8 weeks. Because I get called Chippy in the changing room, and I can go back now.
Sorry, what?
Chippy. Because I love my food so much. But I can go back now, and hopefully I can be in a bit of shape and not get the mickey taken out of me as much.
Well, you're talking a big game here, Jonesy. You better turn up with some decent nick, bro.
Do you know what? I feel good at the minute, so I'm backing myself here.
Saqib, like you say, we know you. You're one of the brightest hopes of English cricket at the minute, and you're a fit lad. There's been some stuff. You've got a bit of a gym set up in your gaff, haven't you?
Yeah. So just the garage around the back of the house, never really used it for anything. If anything, just stored cricket bags and old stuff in there. But as soon as this lockdown was happening and thought it might be a while, with it all, and not being able to train properly. And obviously the gym is really important, especially for fast bowlers and injury prevention and that sort of thing. So yeah, just got it all done up from scratch, and got some kit from Perform Better, and they dropped it off and installed it all as well. So I've had it now for about a month, I'd say, nearly a month, and it's been a great addition. Just, you know, getting stronger while you're at home as well. It's almost like a pre-season, you know, similar to what we do at Lanc.
Yeah.
I've got a program off the coaches, cracking on with it, getting stronger, doing my running as well outside. Probably not 10Ks like Jonesy, but I quite like doing more high intense stuff. So for me, I'm just trying to use it as a bit of a pre-season, really. Yeah, definitely getting fitter and stronger.
Good lad. And how's, are you doing what, you know, we've been isolated. Any new skills? A lot of the boys are saying that they've been trying their hand at cooking, Saqib. Is that up your street? Are you a bit of a chef, or is it you leave that to someone else?
To be fair, I can cook a little bit, but it's very basic, the stuff I can do.
He's on toast, Saqib.
Nah, oh, come on, bit of respect. I can do better than that. So it's just something new I did, which is actually quite easy, and the viewers will probably laugh, is just I've been able to do like tomato prawns in rice. So but I got hear me out.
Okay.
But the rice is actually Uncle
Boiled in a
Ben's
bag?
Mexican. Uncle Ben. So
That's just warming it up.
So the thing I'm doing is I'm obviously doing the prawns in the pan, microwaving the rice, and then putting it all together. Voila.
What, a bit of tomato sauce on top?
Yeah, always. But now I can do, you know, just your chicken breasts and all the grilled stuff. And I've actually got the Nando's bag and bakes, because I've started to miss them. They do these bag and bakes in Tesco.
Yeah.
So I've actually started doing them over the last couple of weeks as well. So it's not all doom and gloom.
Good lad. Jonesy, cooking. Tell me about it. What's your dish of isolation?
Oh, chickpea curry.
Right, chickpea curry.
Homemade chickpea curry. That's sort of a go-to of mine, and I love that. But Mum and Dad, we've had a roast every Sunday. It's been pretty good. We've sat down together for a long time, like pretty much every night, because normally you're like in and out, and everyone's like Mum and Dad are either working or I'm coming in. So it's nice to sit down together and have some food, which has been awesome. But yeah, no, I bet really well, because
come on. Is your mum still bringing you a piece of toast and a cup of tea in bed in the morning? They are our Rob. It's lovely to have.
Yeah, no, honestly, Heggy, I'm up early. I'm up before them, actually.
Really?
I like getting up and about, so I've been getting up and making myself a cup of coffee, cup of whatever for breakfast, and then either heading out, walking, still watching my birds, and then playing a bit of the guitar as well, which is good.
Won't be getting that on television.
Yeah,
very true.
Get that in the right context.
You might be getting a knock off the bill for that.
Bird watching.
Quality. Now, it's great to get this the feeling of the younger players in the team, and I'm looking at you two on the screen now, and I'm looking at myself. I could be your dad. I'm not old, but I'm looking at Saqib now. I'm looking at Saqib. He looks like a young Drake. He's got this hair. He looks mint. He looks like he could be in an R&B video on MTV. But Jonesy, I've got to say, that facial hair of yours, it's a bit grungy.
Oh, it's horrendous. I said I'm not going to cut it until lockdowns and see how it looks, and it just looks. I look like Shaggy.
Oh, is that 8 weeks of growth?
Yeah, that's 8 weeks of growth. That Scooby-Doo.
Oh my God.
That's 8 weeks.
Yep. Look at that. Shocking, that, isn't it?
Jonesy, give up, bro. Give up.
Yeah, I know.
That's 8 weeks.
And I think haircuts are as well. Haircuts at the minute, and it's wild at the minute. I need a proper trim.
My missus does mine. She just puts
it.
Perfect.
Is she? Mum, they won't touch mine in case they mess it up. But I don't know. I just said, why can't you cut it? And they were like,
should have got rid of all of it. So I just got rid of all of mine at the start of lockdown, and now it's just starting to grow back, and I just keep cleaning the sides up a little bit.
Looks decent. I don't think. Well, we all need a haircut soon, but if the missus keep doing it, might save you a bit of money.
Way forward. They'll say to me as well, there's 2 weeks between a good and a bad haircut. So we've been locked away for 7 weeks. So that's a good. I think Saqib, that's a good point of yours of getting it all off early doors and then moving from there.
Yeah, I did. And to be fair, when we had like a Zoom call or this app called House Party first came out when
Yes.
we first started lockdown, I'd always have a cap on. I look like an egg. So yeah, so every now and again I take it off, but now it's just gone back to a reasonable length again. So don't have to don the cap.
Brilliant. You've had a taste of international cricket. You know, you've been away with England. How have you found that, mate? Have you really enjoyed that?
Yeah, massively. And you know, the environment is. A lot of people will say it, but the environment of the current England team is just so easy to go into and settle in as a player. Never felt under pressure at any stage. The coaches and the senior players and just everyone, they just make you feel so welcome. You're encouraged to come with your own ideas and be yourself, and that's what's made it so easy for me to settle in. But for me, I still don't think it's sunk in, Heggy. I don't know what you were like when you played for England, but you know, it's obviously a dream. It's what you dream of as a kid, and it's all you've ever wanted to do. But still, now it doesn't feel like I'm an England cricketer. For example, Ashley Giles was on yesterday on Sky Sports News talking about the England cricketers and what's going on. It still takes a split second to realize, hang on, I'm in that category. Like, I'm not watching him talk about other players. But it's all been a bit surreal the last 6 months, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing that it hasn't sunk in yet. But it's been a great winter, and one that I'm sure I'll look back on in a few years' time, and it'll be a big stage in my career.
Absolutely, Saqib. You've just nailed it there. When you do get a chance to sit back and realise that from that young player that loved playing with his mates and his family in the garden to playing in that club cricket scenario, and all of a sudden you reach the top level. It's when you look back and reflect on the game that you think, you know what, I'm a very, very lucky lad to have been able to taste that, and you've done it. But Jonesy, you've made a great impact to the Red Rose, and you're a popular member of that club, and I think you're synonymous with the fact that one of those players that you cut in half, and you'll find a Red Rose there wanting to play. And again,
be a bit more than a Red Rose.
We'll leave the top half though. That must be you must be delighted the way things have gone over the past 18 months or so.
Yeah, I totally agree, Heggy. Like the way I describe it is obviously Saki's and the England players. That's unbelievable achievement. But for me, it's more of a case of like I want it as more and more and more. I know I played a full season last year, and obviously I was in and out the last few years, and that's always quite tough because you never know where you stand a little bit, and you're always sort of fighting for a spot. And last year I sort of made a spot for my own, and you suddenly, like Saki said, you suddenly start to feel a part of this special unit, this group, and it is one of the best feelings and especially when you win a trophy as well. That was the best year of my career so far last year. It was fantastic, and you just almost get hungrier and hungrier and hungrier for that success, being a part of a team, being a part of a winning side. And what all goes with Lancashire as well, the history of winning one-day cups, it's almost you want to do everything you can to make an impact on winning championships or one-day cups or T20 cups for Lancashire, and you'll do anything for the club. And like I say, I've absolutely loved my time so far playing cricket. For Lancashire, it's been fantastic, and you just, like I say, you want it more and more and more, and hopefully we can get that at the back end of the summer, which would be nice.
That's brilliant. Great to hear. And we spoke to the skipper last week, and now's the time, Saki. I think that retribution is the best served cold, and he was very, very scathing about your football ability, and I said, you know what, we've got him on next week. You might be eating your words on this. Have you got any kind of retort to the captain about his footballing ability?
Look, to be fair, I'm not going to badmouth the captain. I still want choice of ends and all of that, so I'll keep him sweet. But the question was obviously asked about the bottom three, and for me, I know why he said my name. It's because I'm a keen football follower. I talk a good game, So I'm an easy target. Whereas I reckon there's others who are, who are a long way below my skill level at football, and they won't be bothered to be told that. Keaton Jennings does not know which way he's heading the ball. He's the one player which doesn't play one touch in the morning because he probably knows he's going to lose to avoid getting flicked on the forehead. So he's at the bottom. I hate to say it, but Parky isn't the best. Parky's not great. But I'll leave that at that. Glees, I've got covered. Hang on, let me finish. Glees, I've got covered. Glees is a nice lad as well, so I'll just leave it there. Yeah. Glenn Maxwell, when he was here, he's one at Worcester, I've seen.
Really?
Yeah, to be fair, Maxi should be bottom 3. We always give it that one to Maxi, bottom 3. So, bottom 3. And Tom Bailey has got one of the worst first touches I've ever seen. Especially in head tennis we play, I feel like it goes unnoticed, but for the oldies, he is the one messing it up a fair amount. So I've named 5 players worse than me there.
Good effort, Jonesy. Anything to add to that?
I just on Saqi's football ability, he's either world class. I mean, world class.
Leave it. Just leave it there. Leave it there.
It's something in head tennis can pull off like something ridiculous, and then the next day he could be. You're talking Conference League. He could be right down there. So there's no in between with Saqib.
To be fair, that's a fair statement. I agree with the world class bit, and I also agree with the conference bit a little bit. I remember a game in Scarborough. So not Scarborough. We played at Sedbergh this season, last season, and oldies versus youngies, and I had the worst game I've ever had. I think I got targeted by the oldies every time they threw the ball in, and I messed up nearly every time. And I remember, it's weird, you still remember these little things, but I remember walking past Jimmy after that game, and he didn't have to say a word, and I knew he was looking at me. And as I walked past him, I just started laughing, and I just knew I had the worst game a player's ever had in a Lancashire. But yeah, it was just a one-off.
Well, Sack, very, very honourable that you've not disrespected the leader and the captain of the club. But I'm sure you're thinking down deep in heart, your day will come, sunshine.
Yeah, to be fair, Dane's actually all right. So it'd be a bit stupid for me to say something there.
He's a big lad as well.
I've got him covered.
Jonesy, the government restrictions, been slackened off a little bit, and we, for those you may know, you're a real keen trekker, mountaineer. You do a lot of walking. Does this mean you'll be able to do a little bit more of that kind of passion?
Yeah, I suppose it does. Obviously, you can't go to Wales because they're still in lockdown, aren't they? So Snowdonia's out the window. I haven't really thought about it, to be honest, Heggy. If I was going to do it, I'd probably trek up to the lakes on a day off. On a day off, but I'll see what happens tonight because we've got a meeting about where we're going to go with training and going forward. But definitely, I'll consider getting up to the lakes. I know Lammy's a keen walker because he's ticking off the Wainwrights up there, so potentially could get in touch with him on a nice day next week and get up there and go and have a trek. That'd be amazing if I could do that. But I love Wales so much. Love North Wales. That's a second home for me, and I wish I could just get into the Gleneries or the Kenheaders and go and have a wander.
Yeah, I admit that's I've missed getting out in the hills and getting up there, and that's one thing that I've really missed. But lads, it's been brilliant speaking to you. We've flown through half an hour of having a laugh. We've been everywhere, and it's been magnificent catching up with you, chatting with you, and seeing the views of a couple of our younger lads who are an integral part of the Lancashire team. I think just finish, if we can, what we've been saying with a message to all our members, supporters, partners, and fans from each of you about the inevitable, really, of staying patient and staying safe.
Yeah, I'll go first. I think it's probably already been said over these last few weeks, but it's a case of staying positive. It will end, and making sure that everyone stays healthy and safe. That's the most important thing. And
yeah, for me, it's just staying patient, obviously, and just staying positive as well. It's obviously a tricky time, and everyone can have different thoughts in this period. So it's just staying patient, staying positive. We've all had good days and bad days, even as players, not knowing what's happening. But if we just stay positive, progress is being made in terms of sport and cricket in the country. So hopefully it's not too long now before we can get out there and get playing and have the supporters there and the members there as well. So yeah, that's what I'd say. Stay positive and just stay patient as well.
Brilliant. Great messages from two of our young players, Saqib and Rob. Thanks for your time, lads. It's been brilliant to chat to you, brilliant to catch up with you, brilliant to see your normal lounge wear that you're wearing today. I love it. On for the rest of the day. And listen, enjoy yourselves, and good luck with training and whatever gets decided of moving forward. Thank you for joining us on Heineken's Friday Night In.
Cheers, Heggy. Thanks very much.
Thanks.